Hello and welcome to the Big Happy Life podcast. I've titled this episode, Your Intuition Led You Here, because the particular thing I want to talk about today in this very, very short episode is that life doesn't need to be as difficult as we make it. And if you are listening to this episode, then I gather that that is a message you need to hear. It's a message I need to hear, and that's why I'm saying it. But I'm also a little bit blissed out because I've just come from a practice that I have never experienced before called Cranial sacral therapy, which involves the practitioner placing her hands at various points on your body and, I guess, moving energy. I don't really understand it, to be honest. So it's a bit like Sonia Norman, who was on the podcast a few weeks back, who does acuenergetics. It seems like a similar practice. But to be honest, I am not 100% sure about how either of them works. I just know that they both work with energy. And it's not something that I've experienced before, any kind of energy healing or energy practice like that. I went because it was recommended to me by a family therapist, and we thought it might be useful for my daughter, possibly a good way to help release early trauma and help her through any ways in which those things might manifest in later life. But because of what's involved, I just wanted to go and check it out first. So I was kind of there on a research mission. And on the way there, I got lost and went absolutely crazy. I've been stressed all day. There's been a lot going on. In fact, I've been stressed for a couple of weeks now, actually. And today it just got to the point where every little thing set me off. I had a knot in my stomach all day, and on the way to this energy healer, I got lost and couldn't work out what SatNav was trying to tell me. And I basically lost my mind in the car and started screaming at the top of my voice. I mean, to the point where my throat was really sore. And by the time I arrived, got myself where I needed to be, I was shaking. And when I got in, the lady was really, really calm and really lovely. And she was like, I would have waited. It's okay. But anyway, we had the session, and by the end of it, I was just really relaxed in not a floppy kind of blissful spa day way, but in a quiet mind, peaceful thought process, ease, space, the kind of thing that I sometimes get from meditation. And on the drive home, I noticed how beautiful the villages were that I had driven through on the way there. Villages that I hadn't noticed because I was so stressed and freaking out. And it hit me, not for the first time, that life doesn't have to be as difficult as we make it. That there is so much around us to notice, so much to look at, so much that's worth enjoying. And we don't. And so in my whole search for how good is it possible to feel, a lot of what I do falls back into the same old patterns that I have fallen into for years, which is all about doing more and pushing harder and trying. And in doing that, I think I very often draw my attention to the negatives or the absences in life. The exact opposite of what I so regularly talk about on this podcast as being a really important part of a healthy, happy life. You'll always find that when you're focused on the things you enjoy and that you're grateful for in life, things will feel better than when you're focused on the things you don't have, or the things that you are failing at, or the things that you judge yourself for. And so in answering the question, how good is it possible to feel? I think we have to recognize that it's only possible to feel as good as we allow ourselves to feel. And that if we are gunning at this thing like our lives depend on it, we're going to stress ourselves out. And so I called this episode, Your Intuition Led You Here, because maybe that's you. Maybe all of your efforts to do so much are working out for you in many ways the way they're working out for me, which is we are driving ourselves nuts, and we don't have to. When we finished the session today, she said to me, now, when you go home, just try and take it as easy as possible. Even for the next couple of days, just let the energy in your body kind of recalibrate. You'll probably find that some stuff will come up for you. And the more you can take it easy, the better. And I was thinking, oh God, I've got to record a podcast though, because it's going to go out tomorrow. But then I drove home and I saw all those beautiful villages and I thought, totally missed these on the way here. And then I realized how miserable I had felt for the last few days, despite my search for how good it's possible to feel. And then I wondered whether you might be experiencing something similar, that you're trying so hard, you're pushing so hard, and you're working so hard. But ultimately, if you were able to just let go and look around and enjoy what's around you, that in that moment you would instantly begin to feel better without having changed or done anything. That's what happened for me, and so my intuition led me here to record this for you. And I hope you find it really useful. As always, I would love your comments. I would love to hear from you and find out what it is that you're experiencing and what it is that you might be working really hard on that perhaps you would do better to let go of. For now though, thanks for listening.